Guys, doing a market update. I haven't been posting in the public Discord or on YouTube now for about 2 and a bit weeks. I was really sick with COVID, which sort of threw me off. Obviously, didn't have a voice. I was very, very sick, but obviously much better now. And mentorship signups closed also, so was doing a lot more content for them, daily videos, more content on psychology and emotions and patience. The market has been, we had a really good month last month. So month of June, we ended up doing around 50 RR with I think only 3 losses, which came at like the very final week. So it was like 8 or 9 wins and then like 3 losses. It was around that. So we had a very, very good month. So far, the market, at least in my opinion, has been somewhat messy, choppy, a little slow for the month of July. I've only taken 1 trade actually this month so far, which was actually a loss, but it was a hedge. So really, it was a break-even trade. Now we are still holding in the mentorship program. We're still holding a lot of trades from last month, deep in profit. So for example, this is Jpy USD. We're still floating around 700 pips. This is a 1 to 19.91. Now, majority of the profit was closed on this pair around this 1.2 and 1.21 region. However, we're still holding a lot of profit here. Okay. And then another pair we are holding profit on is Nzd Usd, for example. You know, we're still holding trades on this for around 450 or so pips in profit. Again, it's a 1 to 17. So, you know, just less is more, guys. Okay, it's always, patience is always going to be the best approach. You know, not every day is a trading day. Now, it depends on your trading style. For me, I'm more of a, you know, day trader, more of a swing trader. You know, sometimes I'll take trades and I'll be in and out of position within a day. Most of the time, I hold positions for a few days, if not a few weeks. You know, right now I've been holding GU and NU for about 5.5 weeks, that's a very long time. But you know, like, that takes time to learn how to do and master, but you can definitely do it. Okay, remember, you want to get the most of the market. Trading, at least for me, is about time freedom and profitability. So if I can have more time to go do the things I want in life and make really good money at the same time, then that to me sounds really good. Like, scalping for me just doesn't make sense. Like, I don't want to sit there and do all that and, you know, be in and out and, you know, risk all that. Like, it's a lot of work when, you know, I've tried it, and from, at least, again, I'm speaking from personal experience and opinion. I've made a lot more money swing trading and had a much better life. No stress. Like, swing trading is like so easy. So anyways, so let's have a look at some pairs. Okay. Like I said, a few pairs, at least for me, a few pairs in the market are somewhat messy, somewhat choppy. Like I said, today is the 12th, and I've only taken 1 trade this month. So, you know, again, my job is to just make money, and for me, there hasn't been much. I've just been kind of riding profits from last month, just kind of waiting for setups to occur. So the dollar, let's have a look. Dollar, very, very, very bullish. Okay. Now, I'm still very, very bullish on the dollar. I'm still seeing 2 outcomes right now. Okay. Well, really 1 of 3 outcomes. Outcome 1, which is sort of what I'm paying the most attention to on DXY, is I'm aware of this 108,500 level where we might see this M pattern form. We might get a sort of smaller retracement. Because what I really would like to see on this is we broke this 107 sort of 500 region. I'd like to see this level retested here on DXY, which would also give some really nice pullbacks on pairs like AUD USD, NZD USD, Euro USD, GBP USD, things like that. That would be ideal. So what we might see is a push up into 108.5. Maybe the dollar will exhaust and we'll get a pullback down into this region or even down into here, and then a continuation higher. Otherwise, what will happen is just a move higher from here, and we'll just blow through here, which obviously continue pushing pairs down. The dollar is on an absolute rocket. Just look at that. Just insane. Just straight to the top. Really no pullbacks, which is, again, like, a lot of you guys have messaged me and, you know, have been having some trouble in the market because, like, it's just falling. It feels like a lot of pairs are just in free fall or on a rocket ship to the, you know, to the highs. And that's kind of how it is, you know, with the dollar on DXY not really giving any pullbacks, you know, therefore that's really not going to be seen on our pairs as well. So if the dollar just is going up, a lot of pairs are just going to go down, like Euro USD, for example, just kind of dumping with really limited opportunity to get in. So that's what I'm looking for on DXY. AUD USD. Okay, so obviously still very, very, very bearish on this pair. What I'm looking for right now is depending on how this 4-hour closes, it looks like it's going to close below in the next hour and a half. Obviously, a lot can happen. But if this does, I'd be looking for a retest of this 0.67 sort of 700 level for a sell lower. But keep in mind, if we begin to see the dollar respect this level and push down, then it is likely that AUD USD will do something like this. And we can maybe get a buy back up into this 0.685 region. Okay, that's what I'd be looking for there. Usc Jpy. Now this is actually a setup I'm highly interested in. Okay, so clear break and retest of 136 sort of 800 region. Obviously 4 hours respecting structure. What I want you guys looking for is something like this on the 30-minute, the 1 hour, or the 2 hour. Okay, preferably the 1 hour or the 2 hour. But if you can get this could be a really, really clean buy setup. For example, let's say you got into the middle of the zone here. Let's say you did a 30 pip stop loss. You know, even back up into the highs of 137 and sort of 800, back up into here, assuming it doesn't even break higher. Like, let's assume that this pushes up and then exhausts here, and then you could look for a sell hedge. Like, that's a 100 pip move for 1 to 3.5, right? Otherwise, I mean, this thing is super bullish. This thing could just continue higher. We could see 138. You could see 138.5. You could even see 139. Like, this thing is crazy bullish. But this looks like a very, very clean textbook setup. So make sure you guys watch for this. Okay, like I said, preferably this sort of 1 hour setup would be what I wait for. And just look for, you know, bullish pin bars, rejections, wait for price to pull down. Then you can see some bullish pin bars, rejections, bullish engulfings, things like that. And look to take this higher. Of course, assuming it respects. But as I always do, I always give you guys two scenarios. So let's say that price begins to pull back down and doesn't respect this level and ends up breaking this level. Then what I would be looking for is something like this to then go lower. Target-wise, I would be targeting this sort of 135-ish region. So 135. Yeah, this 135 sort of region through here. I'm not going to mark it up yet. It's still quite a bit of ways away. But if it does break lower, I'll update you guys tomorrow or whenever it does. And look at targets, okay? Another pair I want to cover, Euro AUD. Let's have a look. Very, very messy. What I'm sort of seeing here is, honestly, guys, there's really not much I want to say on this. But if I was to trade this, I don't trade this pair, but if I was to, I would just be aware of this possible break retest of 1.488 for then a move lower. Okay, it looks like we kind of faked out here. Tried to count back up, test this 1.488, 1.49 thousand level. Failed to find support here. So now I'd be looking for something like this. Entry-wise, what I would want to see, just because it's been a little bit messy, I'd wait for clearer price action. What I would like to see is price maybe pull up and do something like this on the 1 hour, maybe the 30-minute, preferably on the 1 hour. That would be the ideal setup, okay? If this breaks higher, then obviously, you know, like I always say, two outcomes. You'd be looking for something like this. But if that does happen, I'll update you guys in the public Discord as well. Next pair, GA. So here, this level here is still valid. Remember we were back in the zone, in this range, and you guys were catching the buys and the sells galore. This is a big range too. I think it's like a, what is it, like a 200 pip move? Yeah, it is. So currently this level is still valid. This level, I mean, I don't personally like this pair. I don't trade this pair. I find it to be somewhat messy. The market, especially like I said, over the last two and a bit weeks, has been somewhat messy. A lot of fake outs. Okay, a lot of just up and down sort of sideways movement. If you really look at what this pair has done, it's just really kind of gone down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So what's probably next? Up, right? That's not really how I view it, but that's just an example that price has been somewhat messy. So what I would be looking for on this, guys, is a simple break retest of this 1.76200 region here. Again, because it's been so messy, I would suggest waiting for like something like this on like the 1 hour as a minimum, just because it's been so messy, because this could be a fake out into 1.75800 to then move higher. All right, again, not really much I want to cover on this, just because it's, you know, it's so messy. CAD JPY looking really, really clean here. Okay, we closed below, we faked out above structure at 1.105800. 4 hour close below. What I'd be looking for here is a possible sell. So if price can come back up, I would be looking for something like this for a move lower. Okay, now alternatively, let's say price doesn't come back up, let's say it just falls from here, then you could look for a retest of here to take this higher. Okay, but as it is at this zone, look for another test of structure like this on the 1 hour. Boom, really nice sell. Again, a sell from here For example, if price comes back up, get a nice sell from here, nice 25, 30 pip stop loss. It's a nice little 1 to 4, assuming it doesn't even break lower. Okay, this and USC Jpy are really my favorite setups out of all the pairs I sort of cover here. Let me have a look. Euro Jpy, really not much I want to cover. No. With EJ, I mean, there is a possible 4-hour W forming here at 137.2. Okay, so you are technically looking for buys. What I would want to see, though, is something like this on the 1 hour. Pull down, give some nice bullish 1 hour pin bars, bullish engulfings, things like that, and look for a possible buy. However, I'm just not super interested in this. Really, guys, out of all the pairs I've just talked about, I think CAD JPY, USD JPY, and maybe EA would be the, oh, sorry, not EA, AU would be the best setups, okay? So something like this, as I covered, all right? News-wise, guys, I don't really care about the news, but I do want you guys to be aware that we do have inflation rate, core inflation rate, and CPI news coming out of the USD tomorrow, followed by CAD monetary policy report and interest rate decision. Okay, again, I don't really care about the news. I don't read the news. I don't care about anything. All I care about are specific news releases that typically bring some form of manipulation or volatility. So just be aware of these ones, as these tend to bring that volatility. One more thing, guys. Okay, mindset is everything. Not every day is a trade day. Not every week's a trading week. You know, for example, last month, you know, 4 weeks in a month, most of my trades last month came around week 1, week 2. Week 3, week 4, we were just kind of riding those trades, looking for new entries, and didn't really take much because we didn't see much that we liked, but we continued to profit off those trades. For example, you know, Nzd Usd, this is a trade, whoops, this is a trade we took, you know, beginning of last month. This was on the, what is this, the 2nd? You know, we've been holding this now for 6 weeks. But in between there really wasn't much. We took a buy and we took the sell. There really wasn't much else we traded on this pair. I think we took a break even down here as well. So again, guys, like, not every day is a trading day. Not every day is a trading week. Not every week's a trading week. I personally trade 6 pairs. So you have to remember, like, sometimes you might only trade 3 or 4 of those 6 for that entire month. Because the other 2 pairs just might not have much. They might be messy. There might be a lot of manipulation, a lot of fake outs. So it's good to have options. Again, at least for me, I found the sweet spot to be 5 or 6 pairs, and that's where I found the most profitability. But again, guys, like, less is more. You know, like, we did about 50% gain last month, 50 RR gain. So that's 50% if you're using 1%. So, and that's just, you know, using simple strategy, patience. Less is more sort of mindset. You know, like I said, it's a 12th of this month, and I've only taken 1 trade. But what's to say that, you know, I won't take 1 or 2 trades later this week that appear, and then those 2 trades are all I need for the rest of the month to do 30% or 40%, right? So again, less is more. Don't rush it, guys. Don't treat trading like a job. Treat it like what it is, trading. Your job isn't to take lots and lots of trades. Your job is to make money. So you need to wait for trades that meet your trading strategy, your trading plan, and obviously, of course, use proper risk management. Okay, I get a lot of questions on that. A lot of you guys have been struggling over the last few weeks because the market's been somewhat messy. So just remember, guys, take that advice and just be patient. Like, just don't rush it. Like, let the market come to you, let the setups come to you, and I guarantee if you do that, long term, you'll have a lot of success and profits in your trading. That's it for now, guys. I'll update. So today is Tuesday. I'll do another video on Thursday. If not Wednesday evening, so tomorrow maybe, covering more setups. But I will be posting in the public Discord, you know, sharing setups, giving more updates on the pairs. So if you aren't in there, make sure you go and you join the public Discord. You can find the link in the bio on the YouTube, or even in the bio on my Instagram. Have a great week, guys. Make sure you use proper risk management, and I'll chat to you guys later this week.